Okay, that's fine. You know, if you want to get into that as a distraction, that yes, there is no universally acceptable definition of the term terrorism, fine. That's been pointed out. The obvious has been stated ad nauseum since 9/11. But I think that we can all reasonably look at the Islamic State in particular and say this is a terrorist organization which is expressing aspirations to execute attacks in every country around the world whose leadership is not directly bowing to it. And frankly, they've called even the Islamist Erdogan government as too secularist for them. Now, back to your comment about the border issue, I think that that's a logically fallacious argument. Yes, they have a massive border. Yes, it is difficult to police that. But it's not like the people are entering into Turkey from a massive border. They could be doing a better job of preventing these people who are entering their country, identifying them, and what their plans are as far as crossing through Turkey into Syria. To prevent all of this from occurring in the first place. But they have had an open policy to that since 2011 into 2012 because they view these radical jihadist groups, or more specifically, the Salafia Jihadiya elements in the Al-Qaeda network and now the Islamic State network, as basically their proxies for a war against the al-Assad regime. And that's a commonly held fact, okay? That's not just my analytic judgment. That's well understood.
These are the groups that the U.S. also supported from the very beginning. Please let me remind you that. I mean, these are the groups that we all supported in the beginning,
show me evidence that please, show me hard evidence that the United States has directly sponsored Jabhat al-Nusra, for instance. Now, I can see that the United States has pursued some failed policies of training and equipping elements that are rapidly intercepted, and we've basically created a de facto arms pipeline to jihadist elements in the process of doing that. But that's not the intent. The intent with Erdogan is to accommodate, and has been, the flow into Syria of all of these elements from around the world. You are seeing the most rapid and massive migration into a jihad theater that's ever occurred in modern history. And that has been accommodated by the Erdogan government's policies, or a grand policy of an absence of policies to prevent that from occurring.